The survival game will be getting way more interesting once you all try to play it with your friend in a real time. So the player will have a different experience, like a competition, helping each other, or making a great strategy to kill a stronger zombie. All of these games are a really good game multiplayer that I would recommend. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 Zombie Multiplayer Games for Mobile 2025, Co-op Game Survival Android 2025. Darkest Day. If you would like to play a new zombie multiplayer game, then this game is the right answer for you. You should try. It's kind of a grinding based game where we should always focus on upgrading the hero's manpower and level to reach a higher level because it is really important. The higher level you have, that means you can craft better tools and equipment. Once you reach a certain mission and open up a special area to play the multiplayer, then you can play freely with the other players. Basically, it's not a sandbox game survival where you have your own power to build your building, but this game will focus on following the main storyline. Even the storyline is really interesting with a very good voiceover of the main character and also the NPC. Its dialogue is pretty important and correspondent between storyline. For me, most of our missions are quite easy to do because we will get a partner that will come with us along the story, and the partner will do an auto combat to lock the closest zombie. Much better if you let the main character stay behind the partner and let him become your tanky as a front line. Horror Forestry. No matter what year the game you are playing, as long as the developer keep updating the game, then it will give a better chance for you to enjoy the new content and optimize the gameplay. This game is truly magnificent and I will keep playing it with friends frequently. We can chat to each other to get a support or make a plan to reach a different area together. Actually, the enemy's level will not have any limit, which means the further you explore the area, the stronger zombie will you face. A different weapon will obtain once you reach a certain level. So grinding the experience is the most important thing we should focusing on as the priority to get a better gun. We can use the melee weapon like a wooden stick to hit the zombie as well. Every free diamond you get from the achievement point is possible to get more and double by watching the ads. I really hope the developer will add a voice chat to make the player can send the information or make a strategy to each other even more faster. Horror Forestry is the best zombie multiplayer Android you should play on any phone specification. With a super small size will be enough to get a high level animation. Tomorrow, MMO Nuclear Quest. Absolutely the best co-op multiplayer survival game. Get this game now on Play Store because it's been released globally right now. You can compete with the other players in a real time, especially on player versus player mode. There are two options like PvP Exploration or PvP Team Exploration. Both of the game modes will need a very good mechanism gameplay to win the game. I'm really surprised how the developer can manage the ping connection become so stable. Even the game size is only less than 1 GB, but the graphic looks so unreal. The main gameplay is we can make and build our own home base and place the object as you like to open up your own creativity. Always check the new location that you have never visited and collect so many good material that need to upgrade and crafting. Seriously, this zombie is pretty aggressive. All of the zombie will come and approaching us aggressively even from a far radius of distance. We can use so many different weapons like a javelin, wooden stick, stone, or try to use better equipment like an axe. Garena Undown. You all need to understand how good the progress of the survival zombie game right now. This title will be one of the best examples of how advanced the gameplay and even the graphic are. So it's kind of a multiplayer game zombie, but we should clear the area by ourselves, especially when you do a mission quest. But once you try to clear the dungeon to get a rare material or equipment, then you should make a team up with the other players and play it in a real time. Clear the dungeon, kill the zombie, and hunt the boss zombie to win the stage. The world map is super huge and luckily we can move and do a teleportation from one area into another area way faster by tapping the teleportation icon. It will help you to save more time and able to focus on aiming the zombie after. The control sensitivity and how the aim assist is really help us a lot, especially for a newbie player. Overall, it wasn't surprise me about how good the game is. It's because the game's developer behind this project is Garena, which I'm sure everyone know about it. Once Human. This survival game is just released on Play Store and App Store, but the number of the players who are downloading it has reached more than 10 million right now. Honestly, it didn't surprise me because I already know how the game's quality once the developer launched on PC and how the beta testing looks so good at all. So, this survival game is a cross-platform game for mobile and PC, but trust me, you will not find any difference between those platforms by the graphic looks. It has a multiplayer mode as well and you can play co-op survival once you reach a certain mission. Everything looks so unreal and gorgeous, with a realistic feeling of a simulator base, like we should try to focus on the life indicator of hunger and also thirst to keep alive in this cruel world. The game's combat mechanism are an action game, so you can use a different type of weapon like a sword, knife, and also a gun. Honestly, I don't know exactly what kind of the enemy they are because they all look like a zombie, mutant, or even an anomaly. Life After. This is the first multiplayer zombie game that I think became a pioneer of the other new multiplayer game on mobile. I really remember how the Life After zombie game became so popular back then, and all YouTubers and influencers was always doing a streaming about this game. One of the biggest companies who's making this game is really consistent in updating the game until now, which is NetEase company. Just to inform you, even the game has existed for more than 5 years already, but the event always come with an interesting event. It's kind of a multiplayer base where you can find the other players to make a team up and kill the zombie together. And anyway, it's based on your level. The higher your level character, then the dungeon will open up with the strongest zombie. There is so much action we can do, like survival by getting some material for building up your own base, and collecting some ingredient to cook to fill up the hero's life indicator. Even the game size is quite big, but if you have a mid-range phones, I would recommend you to download and play this game now, because the developer have optimized it on any device's level. School of Chaos. This game is one of the most interesting zombie multiplayer games in MMORPG genre. We can even fight within the other players in a real time in PvP features, so we can measure how good our equipment is. Basically, we need to always to keep improving through upgrading the equipment and weapon level. Always try to grind some items to sell and trade between the players, or even you can open a stall while in the lobby and check every interesting equipment. This game has existed for more than 5 years already, but the number of the players who are playing it is getting massive. It's because the gameplay mechanism is really engaging, but the most important thing to support its happening is because the feature I have told you before, like a PvP and also trading in a real time. Even though it's kind of a zombie game, but actually it's kind of fun because the character has a chibi design. Seriously, it's a hidden gem of a zombie game multiplayer that I'm sure many of you don't know if it still exists. As the game name, it will be set in a school theme. Frostborn. Only less than 1GB, you already have such a great survival game on mobile, and it's kind of one of the legendary survival games on mobile. With a top-down view perspective will help you a lot to see the entire area and see the actual zombie's position. Even on the minimap, we can find out where the zombie and material are easily. The main gameplay is quite unique because we can create our own district. And not only a home base. Can you believe we can create a bigger home base on a district and let the other player come to our area, or we can also come to the other player's area freely. This action will help the player get a high intention of a competition experience to compare who's the biggest district on the server. Once you reach a forest, then the zombie will walk around. We can do a stealth by approaching them from behind and deal a massive damage. Earth Revival. I don't know exactly what kind of the creators this game has. Are they a mutant or a zombie? Because they all look so advanced as a zombie game, but surely the gameplay is really amazing as a multiplayer zombie game that I'm sure everyone would love to play and enjoy the whole content it has. There are some features we should focus on by crafting our own equipment, good, food, and beverage to fill up the life indicator. The whole combat mechanism is pretty fast with a high intensity of the battle that will create your adrenaline up. Seriously, the game's area is pretty huge. It will take a long time to explore the area. Try to ride your motorbike to speed up your movement way faster and reach a mission area in a flash. Once you reach the safety area, then you will see a lot of friends there and have a chat world message to make a better preparation. So far, it has an advanced ambience and atmosphere. Even the building and object around us look like a combination of sci-fi world. The Outlanders 2 Zombie Survival. This game is so underrated as a new co-op zombie game on mobile. Right now the game is on development, which is on early access, and you can play it in a certain country only. But through this video, I will give you a highlight of how the gameplay is. So we'll start with nothing. Seriously, we'll not have anything on our hand, and we should try to explore the area to loot some equipment and also some guns. Some of the weapons will be placed on the table, chair, or any object, so the player doesn't need to spend any single penny to obtain the equipment set. At the beginning, the player will have an option to choose to play a single or multiplayer, become a host, or join the other player's room. The zombie will respawn randomly, sometimes on the street or in the houses, so we should be ready to shot the zombie in sudden. This game is really good to play in low and to mid-range spawns, with a very small size and great gameplay that has a full of action will engage you to play further. Anyway, it doesn't have any storyline at all. Bonus: For Us Zombie Survival. This game has a huge potential once the developer try to manage it to become a better graphic and a better visual. It seems the developer are not optimizing it at all. The movement is quite clunky and even the way I lock the zombie is not pretty on point. The developer should give an aim assist to let the player play it more easier. So, this is a survival game where the player can make a team up and clear the zombie within a certain number. All of the zombies will respawn randomly, and we will easily find them all around the building. If you would like to speed up your progress, then try to watch the ads to get a new gun and free ammo. These all are the best multiplayer game zombies that we can play with friends all day long. Our team picked the game that you can play with an English version already, and most of it is already released on global. Remember to like this video and see you on the next cool list. Thanks!